Welcome back to Bronze League Hero. Yes, thank you. Like and subscribe. In the top left, in the red, on Abyssal Reef. We'll get to that in a moment. Of course, it's a Terran player, Schmidtfire. And in the bottom right, with one in gas very early, with plenty of drones, already a very creative build, Wompy. Thank you to WCL Rate for rating this worthy of our attention. If you don't think so, it's his fault, but if it's amazing, it's because of my incredible casting. Now, first off, two Overlords, an interesting play. Also, this is Abyssal Reef. The Abyssal Reef has not been in the ladder map pool for almost, what, I want to say 3 years now, as of this taping. Of course, that doesn't mean you can't just go play it. Oh my. Well, that SCV came to the wrong neighborhood.
Ladies and gentlemen,
he is indeed Zerg.
we got him.
He was threatening the lava, so therefore he must die. So, already an interesting start. Now, Abyssal Reef, one of the most iconic maps in Legacy of the Void. We now have 2,000 atmospheres, another map that is held under the sea. Just having the reverse physics is one of the most exciting things. Schmidtfire starting off with what is almost a wall off on the ramp, very close. Meanwhile, Wompy is making sure his overlords are well protected off the edge of the plateau. He's going to be adding on his spawning pool, but making sure he gets overlord speed first, so that way the overlords are never vulnerable. A exploratory bunker from Schmidtfire, looking maybe in the future, distant future. In the future, he will expand, as both sides will build up to the best of their ability. We do have an evolution chamber offering more access to upgrades for Wompy. Wampi? Big dub? I like Wompy. Wompy sounds right. We're gonna go with Wompy. I'm excited to see... Oh, a scan. You can never be too careful. A scan notifying him that it's very likely, surprisingly, that these 3 Marines and Valiant SCV may do some damage. The 3 Marine strike team is on the way. +1 melee attack not going to help out for now. For Wompy. SCV scouts up to the high ground. Wait. A long-range bunker push. Yes. It's like when you push, but it takes a while, so it's kind of like... It's more like a suggest... He's pushing again. That sounds either offensive and or inappropriate, but the micro. That's a Zerg. Oh, no. Maybe they're a lesser type of Zerg, but they're good enough. The Zerglings will take out as Schmidtfire is 2 out of 4 bunkers away from completing his bunker achievement. I won't tell you where the other 2 will be. But Schmidtfire making a lot of effort towards that end. Obviously, Wompy not going to want to let him do that. He doesn't have vision at the moment of the bottom of the ramp because it is dangerous to go down there without Zergling speed. +1 melee, though, on the way. As Schmidtfire gets closer and closer to walling his ramp. But for now, the Zergling speed's still a long way off. The bunker has no units in it. The Zerglings will slip by. The Marines, surrounded, boxed out. They're trying to get to the bunker. 3 of them will make it. The SCV can repair. He's going for the SCV. The micro. It looks like Schmidtfire will be able to hold this position. The Valiant SCV lost in the fray. But overall, he now has his containment bunker. So, some of you might wonder why there are rocks at the bottom of the ramp. I want you to take a good look at what's happening here, and now imagine Maru. Okay? That's why. That is why. The queens, though, Brenda! Get out of the... Karen, move! Okay, thank you. What happened to our Zerglings? What do you mean, what happened to our Zerglings? Oh, they're coming up the ramp, not just salvaging. Target firing. Looking for the queen, but the knitting crew tearing apart the Terrans. As they float up to the heavens, the high ground vision will take down the Widowmine. Widowmine's on the way, just unrelated. Bunker will be taken out. In case I need to spell it out, these are here, so you can't just wall off and make it nearly impossible, especially for Zerg, but for all race to get down the ramp. That was added like a year into SC2, when proxy 2 racks and 3 pylon walls became disgustingly common. Oh, but the Widowmine, well, Widowmines work both ways. Everyone dies when the Widowmine applies itself, which it rarely does. It's not really an overachiever. It's just kind of an achiever. Widowmines are the middle child of factory units. Like, very, very whelming. Okay. I don't know what I'm saying with that, but the knitting crew takes it out. Susan! Can you heal me? That's Karen's job! Brenda, how many times do we have to talk about this? What, Karen? I can't heal you. It's against my religion. You don't have no religion! You're a Zerg! What are you doing? Moving on. Actually, last time I got transfused, I started broadcasting 5Gs, okay? No, that was just the Terran offensive G... Yes, those are queens. Confirmed. Barbara joined the mix. Unwilling to enter the discussion is Candace. It looks like she will lay down a creep tumor. And suddenly, the Pentaqueen knitting crew, together at last, they will congregate, they will collude, they will conspire, they will cooperate, they will coordinate, they will assimilate, they will dominate, and they will oscillate. But the real question is it too late to expand? And the answer is never. As both these players have enough money for approximately 10 more no, not 10 more expansions. Well, Wampy's actually got 8 hatcheries in the bank, but, like, there's only so many minerals on the map, okay? Think about this. Think about how the map only has so many minerals, okay? If you take them all too early, then you won't have them for later. So, like, maybe slow and steady is the way to go. Well, here we are. Schmidtfire has... Now, he's doing a bit of a flex Terran build. He got +1 infantry attack. As well as double factory with a Cyclone and 2 Thors queued up. So we're going to have a lot of different options here, whereas Wompy is opting for a +2 melee attack and 6 more Zerglings. Another scan. Yes, those are still queens. Brenda, he's watching us. Let the boy watch. Still queens. But here come the Terran units. A Cyclone. Intimidated by the Widowmine's strong glare, will avert its gaze as the Marines step up the ramp. Unfortunately, the Widowmine... Well, the Widowmine finishes off the Marines. Some more Zerglings coming down. The target fire onto the Queen means the Zerglings actually close the distance. Target firing the Cyclone. Widowmine recharging. Zerglings doing a surprisingly good job. The knitting crew on the wrong side of history. Hellions outmicroed by Queens. And a surprisingly effective move. And they will retreat back up the high ground victorious in their battle in an unexpected but not unwelcomed way. Oh, the creep tumor just slides right over the Widowmine, which still waits for its moment. Such a micro-intensive unit. A Thor on the high ground. So thick, he has to lift a building for it, because that's how large Thors are. He could have just lowered the depots on the other side, but the Thor takes the path less traveled. Through a building. Three Hydras on the way. Muscular augments. It looks like Wompy will be now methodically acquiring a new set of minerals. Yes, indeed. He will be expanding as he begins to mine out the main. It is only natural that he takes his natural. And now, in case you hadn't realized before, you know why we call it that. A scan. Looking for a third. Little does he know, Wompy has no third. Widowmines. Something suspiciously competent looking out of Schmidtfire. With 2 Widowmines plus 1 mech weapons, which doesn't help the Widowmines, but it does help their self-esteem. A turret. The barracks still hanging out. As right now, we saw 0 APM from both players. Wompy rocket out at almost 24 actions per minute, whereas Schmidtfire outdoing even the most stringent of pocket watches. Oh, we lost Wompy. Wompy, put the strategy guide down. Just build more queens. You got this. Okay, he was consulting his Prima strategy guide. Unfortunately, when the Prima strategy guide was written, queens, back in the Wings of Liberty and even the Heart of the Swarm, not as effective a unit. They finally come into their own. Hashtag Yas Queens. Lurker Den. Lurker Den. Lurker Den. Lurker Den. Quite a choice. As both sides continue to build up, at least potentially build up units that require detection, while neither of them have seen fit to regularly build that detection. So for right now, Widowmine drop is coming in. There's no overseers. Schmidtfire has scan off his orbital. That is the extent of it. And, well, there you see it. There it is. The expansion. He's got a medevac drop full of mines lined up. Those mines, I mean, there is an armory. Oh, another Widow Mine at the front. The Widow Mine's at the back. One by one they burrow. The drone's caught unawares. Another drone. Another drones. The worker count down to 15 for Wompy. He's lost only 5. His maximum worker count has been 20. It looks like Schmidtfire a little more comfortable with the building units part of the game. But Wompy actually has 2/2 upgrades going on +2 carapace. Unfortunately, he does not. He's got to get that strategy guide back out and figure out how to build detection. That's what we're doing. We got Cloak for Banshees. Somehow, I gotta give credit to Schmidtfire here. He managed to wall into Thors, but like not how you'd expect. Like, make sure to click on this video for 5 easy ways to wall in your Thors. And is that a detour I see? No, not a detour, but instead, all roads lead to battle cruisers. Fusion core is on the way. Meanwhile, Wompy is struggling. He's building 4 more Zerg. He's got 3,400 minerals. He's got 1,700 gas. Schmidtfire also has some money in the bank. Overlord. Unfortunately, this isn't the Brood Lore, much to the Queen's dismay. Well, he now knows what the Overseer does. Unfortunately, it is underneath some Widowmine. So we got an Overseer. It's happening. All right, the Widowmine spotted. Unfortunately, oh my god. Well, one Zergling is enough Zergling. Widowmine with 12 kills there. But, oh. Oh no, it keeps happening. Remember, despite the supply differential, at some point, Schmidtfire is going to have to actually walk across the map with his units, which is a mentally taxing thing, to say the least. A mandatory union work break for the workers means that they'll be hanging out flexing while they wait for the third base to complete. Wompy, his beautiful queens, and his handful of surviving hydras. No, not a single queen has been lost in this match. Oh yeah. Jimmy! How many times? We've been doing this for how long? Thank you. Damaged health bars. Just looks so professional. But you don't see the emotional damage. Or when they have full energy, which kind of throws me off sometimes. Okay. Alright. Oh. Schmidtfire opens the way and unleashes the Thors. Wompy is back checking off the strategy guide. Okay. Let's see what he comes up with next. Battlecruiser in production. The Thor count is, well, I mean, as so often happens, if the Thors just walked across the map, they would win. But you don't understand what it's like to be in the trenches, in the reef, in the Bronze League, metaphorically or spiritually. Actually just walking, you know what could happen? The fog of war! You don't know what's out there. You haven't scanned the entire map. It's a scary place. So Schmidtfire waiting for his moment. Wompy waiting for... Oh my. His overseers. So now there will be detection. Here come the Thors and a battlecruiser. You gotta have your robots and your super ships. Very important. Tanks, robots. Well, actually, there's no tanks. He didn't build any tanks. He did build a battle. Without the battlecruiser, how can you see? All right, the battlecruiser is in the air. It can see further. That's actually true. Air units have one more vision range than ground units. The scan spots the army. Schmidtfire. Poised to strike. +2 attack on the Thors. 2-2 across the board here. Oh, the Queen's! Brando obliterated! The Queen's fighting. Oh no, the target fire! The Thors targeted the Overseer, losing actually a surprising amount of DPS time. The Hydras, the Thors are getting shredded by the Zerglings. Schmidtfire microing! And now he has nothing left to fight with. Wompy with the unexpected, overwhelming victory. The upgrades plus the anti-micro out of Schmidtfire combining into a perfect storm, and Wompy sweeps the field. Wompy with both a physical and emotional victory fills him with determination. He builds a second layer, because you can never have too many. Did you know a layer adds +1 armor as well as 500 HP? There's no reason not to get another layer besides the cost. Otherwise, it's essentially free. Just like judging Bronze League heroes like our Lord and Savior WCL Rate. Make sure to check out the Judging Bronze League Heroes channel in Discord. And while you're watching this amazing match, which has admittedly small amounts of downtime, you too can watch all the mediocre games and finally find the diamond, metaphorically, not literally, in the coal. Just the innate uniqueness and creativity compressed into a gem of beauty, such as we find here. At 20 minutes in, especially since at one point Schmidtfire had 3 times the supply, but no longer maintain such an advantage. Like, we could be here another 40. It is incredibly unclear how this ends. Because Wompy is still rocking out at 26 actions per minute, a marked uptick from the 23 he had for so long. Whereas Schmidtfire is now all the way up to 72. Well, Wompy on the move. Unfortunately, Schmidtfire, both armies. There's a right click. He's microing. A classic mistake. Oh my god, we're on the old Cyclones. The machine gun Cyclones. You remember the battle days of the Clone Wars? Well, this is in the thick of them. A game out of history, but then again, technically isn't every game. The battle cruisers have no upgrades. Well, they have +1 ship weapons, but no armor, which means the Hydras are a real counter. And suddenly, Wompy up the ramp, targeting the command center. A single Hellion. The command center is down. Wompy shredding and ripping apart the Terrans. The rally point isn't super ideal. The Hellbat's coming back. One on the high ground. There's almost nothing left to defend. Wompy's on top of the production. With what the Queen! The granddaughter of the last generation. I'm here for vengeance! Brendalina has joined us. Oh, what up? It picks up the Hellbat. What a save. Also, there's a medevac. +1 infantry armor won't save you now. Contaminate the tactical goop. Medevac with a Hellbat inside. Hellbat man trying his best. Target fire on the factory. Down goes the medevac. Hellbat inside. Meanwhile, +3 vehicle weapons. Wompy bit by bit, but is there detection? Technically, yes. Practically, also yes. As the Banshees will not save the day. You thought that's where this was going? No! Schmidtfire, in shock, obliterated Wompy. He hasn't been the most active player. He hasn't been constantly pressuring, but when he hits hard. Just like the realization for Schmidtfire that he may be losing this game. The entire main. Uh-oh. Oh, no! The Overseer survives with 4 HP. This SCV protected in a supply... Oh, it's a shark! Oh, God. Okay. I don't know. Ah. Alright, unrelated. A shark, you never know the twists and turns of this game. It looks like Schmidtfire gonna try to stop the bleeding with another half-dozen supply depots, but Wompy won't give him the time, and also that's not a wall, but those are widow mines. There goes the detection. So that means there's nothing left to stop the Banshees of the mines. The thing is, Schmidtfire's down to 3 SCVs. And this is his last command center. If he loses all the SCVs and the command center... Okay. Alright, the Banshees going to work on the Zerglings. 3 SCVs. Where are they? 1, 2. They're all here. Unfortunately, though, the Zerglings are looking for the... Okay, so now we're here. Schmidtfire has not rebuilt his base and is being revealed. Though he does have, as he's realizing now, he does have SCVs. Meanwhile, Wompy will go back to mining. He has all his focus, 100% of all of these actions were into that devastating attack. And now it's time to get back to work. Schmidtfire is building a factory. All 14 of those glorious drones for Wompy, as he's exhausted his surprisingly bunker. A bunker to protect the great supply depots. So Schmidtfire has enough bank right now that technically he doesn't need a command center, though he may want to consider building another command center before he runs out of minerals. But Wompy now back to mining. though he is just building Zerglings. Zerglings not well known as a counter to Banshees, as this game is now here, and it is right where it is. The Banshees playing another bunker. Those 1-1. Wait, does he have 1-1? Oh, he has wait, what? Okay, I'm sorry. +3 infantry weapons. I thought I was reading this new overlay. Thank you, Bob Cow, for upgrading the WCS overlay. I hope you guys like it. Gives you all the stats, the upgrades, production tab, easy to see. Just looks good all around. Some very forward... It looks like both players taking a forward stance with their static defense. The quad Banshee strike. Ready. By the way, a lurker den exists. This was back before the lurker den had a fallout with the Hydra den. The Hydra den used to become the lurker den, like back in the day. But then, after the accident being Hydras being kind of useless if you were upgrading lurkers, and it was hard to get both the upgrades. Anyways, so here we are. The drone count down to 0, which is not very high. The Banshees have now eviscerated the entire economy of Wompy. There is detection. There's one overseer for each Banshee. He decloaks one of the Banshees as a decoy. So that way he doesn't realize there's more than one Banshee. Though the overseers might give that away. Oh, the micro! Wompy, come back! Wompy! No! Wompy, now's not the time! Put the strategy guide down! Alright. Wompy looking to defend. He's not building anything, but he's waiting to make sure he can take out those Banshees. As Schmidtfire now maintains a significant worker lead at 3-0. More Widow Mines on the way, some Hydras. Another drone will restart. Up to, with all that Banshee micro, skyrocketing over 75 actions per minute is Schmidtfire, who's continuing his Widowmine production. He still has some money in the bank, and he's rebuilding SCVs, the economy from the ground up. Pull yourself up by the surviving SCVs. Bootstraps. Oh, he flies into the spores! The perfectly placed Prussian spore crawlers means that 2 Banshees will be knocked out of the sky. Wompy, once again ahead of the curve, or maybe so far below it, it doesn't register. Either way. Wompy with 1 drone to rule them all. 1 drone to mine them. 1 drone to build a hatch. And in the darkness... I already used mine them. Slime them. Yeah, there you go. Uh-oh, those Widow Mines. Oh, those Widow Mines! Oh my god, devastation! Oh, he's actually microing, and then but there are Hydras! Down goes the Banshee, Wompy strikes back! Oh, I don't know where he's going. The Marines stand their ground. They target the Overseers. An ambitious move. The double bunker. The double trouble. Wompy going to work. The Hydra spitting and throwing their needles through. Down goes the SCV. Schmidtfire doesn't have enough for another command center. Schmidtfire is mined out. Wompy is on the... There were SCVs in there. Schmidtfire has only 1 SCV, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. He could maybe cancel some units. He's running out of that opportunity. Schmidtfire cancels something. I think he lost the barracks that was queuing up mine. He has to cancel these mines, and it still won't be enough. Killing the bunker. Oh my god. The Hydra count. Precious low. There are still Widow Mines. Technically, technically, Wompy is mining. Like, about as technical as you can get. Schmidtfire is not, but Schmidtfire has Banshees and Widow Mines. This very well could be a draw. As the Banshees are going to struggle to kill the spores, and Widow Mines don't kill buildings. This may not end. If you pick a team, it's becoming more and more likely that neither team will win. No, watch out! As they walk through the shadow of the Valley of Mines. The mines eliminate all of Wompy's Hydralisks. And suddenly, with one worker apiece, here we are. Wompy had 6 Zerglings. The Spore Crawler is all that stands between him and oblivion. And some Zerglings, well. Oh my god, he got him! The Zergling's perfectly placed. Once again, Wompy so far ahead of the curve. That one SCV can't actually build anything, even with the minerals it's holding in its fist. 2 drones! 2! Doubling his worker count is Wompy. Wompy, come back! I mean, there's not much to do right now, but... The value... How is his army value negative 450? That is impressive. I believe you. Wompy's army value is negative. I'm not sure... not sure how that works, but... It seems right to me, honestly. Oh no, watch out! Oh, every single Zergling! Rainer, he is not. Oh no. The Widow Mine scampers forward menacingly. Zerglings in production. There's no detection. More mines scurrying in. With great murder in their eyes. I think they have one eye. There's no I in murder, but there is in homicide. Oh no. Is he retargeting or is... 2 out of 3 drones down. So... Down to 1. If that Widow Mine recharges, Wompy has enough for 1 more drone. The thing is... This is it's a draw. Well, it comes down to what Wompy does with the spore. Oh no. Oh, Wompy. A valiant sacrifice. Yet, an active and valiant sacrifice. Not sure if that was the best play, but it was a play. Also, very technically, Schmidtfire... Whoa! Schmidtfire has to lift his factory. No, Wompy, no, it doesn't... There's not like a quota. Oh... I was about to say, the Zerglings could technically win the game. I mean... Wompy, like, so close. He's dancing around the edge of the problem. And then the problem shoots him in the face with an explosive missile. Oh, wait! Oh, my God! The SCV! The SCV can kill the spore, and there's no defense! The SCV can kill the spore, and then the Banshees can win the game! Unless it attacks the lair and die. Wait, okay, wait. So, you have to kill a building. The SCV who lived! The boy who lived! Oh, not the larva, though. Questionable target choices. Wompy can no longer build any units. Wompy has no money. I don't think Schmidtfire, for better or worse, knows what the Selectal Army hotkey is. He may have forgotten about his Banshees. So, well, I'm sure we'll see it soon. But if nobody is mining and no buildings are killed for like 90 seconds, the stalemate timer begins. And then you have another 3 minutes to start one of those 2 things. Either mining anything or killing any buildings. This SCV gonna be hard-pressed to take out a building in 3 minutes. So right now, Wompy can no longer win the game. Wompy can no longer win. Team Wompy, I'm sorry. The best Wompy can hope for is a draw. Whereas, very technically, on the hard-working back of this singular SCV... Oh no, the spore's moving! No, don't burrow that thing! So, I think 2 Banshees can kill a spore crawler, but like... And they do have +1, like... That is the sticking point here. Is the spore crawler, which isn't even burrowed right. Oh, where are you going? The spore crawler's on the run! Okay, Wompy is making the only move he has left to make. No, that wasn't it! Wompy, no! The timer should have started. It was... Wompy! No! I didn't consider he had 2 moves left. Oh. Wompy. Oh, he takes his own. Schmidtfire. Despite his best efforts, will attain victory, such as it is. Wompy will tap out, as the Prima strategy guide says is appropriate when left with such little options. But not a heavily macro-oriented game, but a battle of wills. A battle of understanding. A battle of morale. Thank you to WCL Rate for rating this worthy of our attention. Like, subscribe, ring the bell if you think so. Especially if you think it's a battle worthy of Bronze League heroes.